A reference drawing has been brought into the ArchiCAD project to be used as a reference for making the very same building in ArchiCAD. The drawing consists of two components, one the main building on the right and another one is the garage building on the left. The drawing has been simplified in order to make it simple and clear. The building has two different type of walls, external wall with 535 mm thickness consisting of different layers of coverings, and the internal walls are of 150 mm and 120 mm. There are three types of walls in ArchiCAD: basic, composite, and complex. The basic wall has the possibility of selecting a building material and define the thickness of the wall. The composite wall consists of different layers of the basic wall. Its building materials and the thickness define the overall thickness of the composite wall. The complex wall is structured through a sectional profile of a wall. This method is used to draw the foundation for the Verstum building. In order to simplify the modeling of the wall components, they have been defined here in different colors. Here the external wall of the 535 mm is used with yellow color. Internal walls of 120 mm and 150 mm are defined with a gradient of red and blue color. To draw a wall, we select the wall tool. We can open the setting window for the selected tool, in this case walls, by double-clicking on the tool itself. Through these settings, we can define various aspects related to drawing a wall. For example, through geometry and positioning, we can define its linkage with different floors. Here the current setting defined as a home story is 0.1 f_ba at the level of 0, whereas the top part is linked with the 1.2 f_ba floor that is at a height of 2.7 meters. This setting will help in creation of a 2.7 meter high wall. Similarly, on the right we can select what type of wall we want to create. The options as discussed earlier are basic, composite, or a complex wall. In this example, a basic wall with the building material of fireproofing for demonstration is used. We can as well modify these properties at later phases. The floor plan and section settings are used to how the wall will be visually represented in floor plan and section as the name suggests. Also, the model part can be used to define how it is represented within a 3D environment. As our external wall of 535 mm thickness, we modify the value here for the basic wall. The end part can be used to define a layer where it belongs to. Now we can click OK and then select the method how this wall is drawn from the Geometry Method section. The Geometry Method tools are visible once we left-click on the icon for a little bit longer time. There are various ways to draw walls: single for a single wall by defining a start point and end point, chained for defining the points. Other options are rectangular or rotated rectangular. Here we will select the chained method to define the external points of the walls. Click on the first point to close the tool. For internal walls, let's define its thickness and layer. Select Single Wall Geometry Method and define the 2 points of the walls. Once all the walls are drawn, we can select the components and change the building materials if needed. Here we can see how it changes the plan view. A similar approach is also possible in the 3D window. Once the element is selected, its properties can easily be changed from the info box toolbar. The building has two different types of foundation, one for external walls and another for internal walls. Here we can see the footing details for both the foundation types. We will create two foundation profiles and use Profile Wall method for modeling the foundations. A picture of the profile is created here and used it as a reference to check the dimensions in the profile creation process. Open the Profile Manager from Options menu. Create a new profile by clicking New button. Provide the name as F01_external. A new blank custom profile will appear with an origin X mark. This X would be important as it defines the starting point of the components when drawing, as it defines the reference line for the elements. We will use X on the top corner for external foundation and midpoint of the top level for internal. Draw the profile for external wall with Fill tool. Once the element is drawn, save it by clicking Save. Select the concrete profile and copy it by using Ctrl+C from the keyboard. It will be used for internal foundation profile. Create a new blank profile by clicking on the new profile icon and give it the name of F02_internal. The process used for external foundation can be repeated and drawn using the Fill tool. Here we will use the same concrete profile from the external foundation profile. It has already been copied earlier, and to paste the fill profile, use Ctrl+V from the keyboard. Select original location and zoom to pasted elements if not selected by default. Move the profile to the X mark so that the mid of the top level is at the X point. Save it by clicking Save. Go to the -1-1F_BA floor in the stories by double-clicking it. Right-click on the 0.1F_BA and select Show as Trace Refence to make the floor plan visible. Select the Wall 2 and relevant profile, F01_external for external foundation and F02_internal for internal foundations. Select appropriate geometry method to draw the foundations as in the wall modeling part. You can also flip the reference line if needed when drawing. Here the external foundations are drawn with chained method and internal as single components. Internal foundations are drawn with the reference to the grid lines here. If needed, the components can be moved to the accurate location once they are drawn. Complete the components and check the results in 3D.